my brain isn't working. Hello everyone! Welcome to my channel. This is Sinag and welcome to a new reading vlog. We're going to read books from new to me authors. So this is actually the third video in this series that I have made reading new to me authors. So the first book that I finished for this reading vlog is Entered in the Alien Bride Lottery by Margo Collins. So this is the first book from the author that I have read, and this is the first book in the series of the Kanavai Warrior Bride Games, I think. And I like it. So this one has a trope of arranged marriage, but let's start with the concept. So the concept, there's two in here. So the first is the bride lottery and then the bride games. So the bride lottery, I actually loved it, and I love the concept and the history surrounding it. The other thing is the bride game. So in this one naman, for me, this one felt short because it is not well established for my liking, and I think we only saw a bit of it from our main character's perspective. So we only see the bride games surrounding Cav and Natalie. So to be honest with you, this is what frustrates me, because the bride games feels like it's not a standard game. Like, I think, here's the thing, I really don't know what, because from what we've seen in Nav, or at least in Natalie's case, because she has three potential grooms, they have different, they have different games than other brides and grooms. So I was confused, because though there is this one tradition from the Kanavai warriors that was said to be experienced by all, so that's the spanking game. But the other things, I don't know, it's really confusing how the logistics of the bride games is very confusing for me, and I don't know if there's a standard games for everyone, and the thing is, the game administrator in this one, he flip-flops back and forth. Like, it feels like, while reading this book, it feels like the games administrator don't have a solid plan for how the bride games will go. Like, they are like, it feels like they're going with the flow, which is confusing and a bit disappointing for me to read, because usually this kind of plot device or plot point in a book, they are very solid and they have strict rules that should have been followed. But in this one, it feels like that the characters were the one setting the rules and being followed than the games itself. So that's what made me confused and made me not love the book so much. So, but since this is the first book, I hope that we're going to see more from more of the bride games in a bigger picture or in an objective way. Like, we can see every puzzle piece or every piece move together, and not just this couple. Or if we're going to see other couples, at least show a bit more from the bride games, or how does it work, because from what we've seen with Natalie and Cav, the bride games ain't shit. The next one that I wanted to talk about is the epilogue naman. So as we all know, this book focuses on one couple only, so that's Natalie and Cav, and the epilogue is a teaser for Amelia's book. So that's the second book in this series. And to be honest with you, I like the teaser for Amelia, but the epilogue being just about Amelia is disappointing for me, because I want, in general, not just in this book, I want my epilogues to be about the couple, the main couple in that book, in that story, and their future together. Maybe not the very far future, but the near future. Anyway, I want that. I want to see them settling down together, having a family, or anything after the marriage part, because That's what usually happens at the end of the last chapter of the books, romance books that I've read. So I wanted the epilogue to be something like a slice of life, or a slice of life of the main characters in the story. And that's why it's kind of a bit 50-50 for me, like the concept. I like the bride lottery, but I don't like the execution of the bride games. In this one, I like the teaser for Amelia because that's really interesting. It really hooked me, and it made me buy the second book in this series, because I really wanted to read from her point of view, and read her book, or what's going to happen in her book, because the teaser made it really interesting, and you will definitely want to follow what's going on with her. So, but on the other side of that, we have not seen Natalie and Cav settle together, and we didn't even see their marriage. Like, the last chapter of this book is about, we just see Natalie and Cav, or Natalie going to the altar in the arena for the, on the, what do you call this, on whatever I don't know where are they in that, they are still in the arena for the bride game. So that's what I'm going to say. So so it's a bit 50-50 for me, because I like the teaser for Amelia, but I also wanted to see Natalie and Cav on their epilogue. So the last what do you call this, the last thing that I wanted to talk about is the main characters, Natalie and Cav. So, to be very honest with you, they are an okay character and couple for me. Like, they're not stellar, like they didn't captured my heart. They're not super excellent that you're going to remember them, or that they're going to stay in your mind after reading the book. But they are also not bland. They are not cardboard character like that. They are in the middle. So basically, they to be very honest with you, if I didn't take down notes, took notes of their names and a bit of what I liked about them, I'm going to forget them, because I really forget names easily, especially if it is not memorable. So, if they are not memorable as a character. So, that's them. But, I don't know. So, I just say that Cav is a gentleman. And Natalie can't make a decision to save her life. That's what I take note in here. They're the list of what interests me in this book. So, is that bad to say? Anyway, but the concept is what really made me continue reading the book, and made me read the book in the first place anyway. So so that's it. So I don't know, but I feel like the books that going to be featured, or at least the characters that going to be the leads on the future books or the next books in the series, will be a much more interesting to follow, since after reading this book, I actually read the premise of the second book, and as well as the rest of the published book in this series. And so far, I'm really liking the premise, even though I in general don't really read premises that much, because I don't want to know anything about the books that I'm going to read. I just wanted to go dive into it. But so that's it. Anyway, for the wrap up pala. Yes, I will read the next book in this series. It's very intriguing, and I loved how the author really made the interesting teaser for the next book in this series, and I'm assuming that her writing will lived up to that. The execution will lived up to the intense piece that she offered us by the end of this book. And I will also look forward to exploring more of the bride games, or the bride games in general, on their logistics and their on what they do basically. in the larger picture, or in the bigger picture of the, what do you call this, of the reality show games TV. Anyway, anyway, so I think this is a success for me. So I gave this 4 stars pala, if you wanted to know. And yeah, so Margo Collins, her writing style didn't really wow me, but I liked her ideas and her concepts. And I believe that she can, what do you call this? She can improve pa with the execution. But I wanted to follow her for a couple of books, at least in this series, to see whether her execution improves. And if yes, then I'm going to read more from her. But definitely right now I'm going to read more from this series first. And yeah, so I think that's a very, what do you call this? That's a very successful reading, or successful book for this reading vlog, and success, because I found a new author, or at least a new series to follow. So that's it for this update. I'll update you once I have something to say about the next book. Hello, so I'm currently reading Stiff by Nicole, Norris, and these two, these two is so cute. Aisha and Eric are so cute together, and they always keep on choosing each other, and I stand that, and I really am enjoying this right now. I'm currently at the 25% mark, and it's really enjoying, and I loved the den. I love the idea of it and the concept, and what happened inside the den is also very, very steamy, and ooh, I don't know. I'm enjoying this one so far, and I'm taking my time reading this because I don't know. I just want to take my time reading this. It's so cute, and I also like that Aisha was unconsciously always choosing Eric over anyone else ever since they were still a child, or I think in middle school. I don't know. We don't have middle school here in the Philippines, so anyway, I'm enjoying it so far. And yeah, so I just wanted to give that update, because we have seen another situation or instance where Aisha unknowingly chose Eric over other guys. So yes. Hello everyone. So I finished reading Stiff, and we have 7 points to talk about. So let's dive right into it. So the first one that I wanted to talk about is the friendship in this book. So the friendship between Aisha, Brandy, and Patience are very strong, and admire their dedication and their love for each other. And in this one, we kind of have a tease of how their relationship as friends look like, and I admire I admire their dedication to each other with regards to giving time to each other, and allocating time in their day to spend with each other. So they actually have weekly lunch dates, and it's so cute, and you really can see they are trying to what do you call this? They are really trying to have the relationship go on. Like, they are making an effort for their relationship, for their friendship to continue and be strong. So I admire that. Then the second one that I wanted to talk about is the strong family ties. So I can't relate, but they are I love that Brandy needed help. Aisha just I think she texted her father and Uncle Jerome, and then they immediately just go there and help. Let's now go to the characters, our main characters. So the first one is Eric, or Kane. So Eric is a gentleman, family man, lawyer, hot, lovable. What else? He's so I don't know. I like his character as our hero, because he really is what do you call this? He really is pining for our main character, for Aisha, and you really can see it because it is shown through his actions. So he remembers a lot from their childhood together, though they are not friends, but they became classmates, and he was crushing on her back then, and crushing on her until the present. And so and also the efforts that he's doing for Asia, like the flowers that was the favorite of her grandmother, and then the Hamilton theater show, and it's so just he's just so cute. And I also like that their interaction as Eric and Asia was purely wholesome. Like there's no kiss, there's no sex. It's because it really showed that the connection between that the connection or having deep connection does not mean, I mean, my brain isn't working. What I'm trying to say is that sex isn't the only thing that constitutes a deep connection or deep intimacy with each other. Like you can still do everything other than sex and be intimately close with each other and fall in love with each other even without that. So that's what I'm trying to say. Let's go to Asia naman. So Asia or Carmen. So Asia is for me personally, I like Eric more than Asia as our main character in this one, because Eric was so swoon-worthy, while Asia, she's exploring her life and trying to have fun. For me, Asia is just okay. Like she's very lucky to have Eric as a significant other. But for me personally, Eric was the one who shone brightest in this book. Let's now go to the next point, which is the den. So the den is the den is kind of the establishment where Asia goes so that she can satisfy her sexual things or sexual fantasies. So the den, I love the concept of the den. It's very organized, and they have rules to protect both the patron and the people working in the den. So I really enjoyed seeing the dynamics that played inside the den, and for me it's very innovative, and I enjoy that for everything that they do, consent should always be there, which is the thing naman talaga dapat. Let's now go naman to the relationship between Eric and Asia. So I kind of talk about it a while ago na. So their chemistry is very on point. So physically, emotionally, mentally, you can really feel their connection with each other. And they are cute and adorable together, and they are very hot as Carmen and Kane. Even without sex, they still have connection with each other. You can still feel their care for each other and their love for each other. For the last thing that I wanted to talk about is the final scene, or the scene where all of the secrets were revealed. For me, Asia's reaction upon knowing the secret, or upon knowing that Eric and Kane are the same person, are very realistic to me and very understandable, because of for Asia, the den was her safe space, or it gives her the anonymity while also giving her what she wants sexually. So knowing that the person that's very close to you know this very vulnerable side of you without them telling you about it is very, at first it's very scary, because you don't want other people to know about the very intimate things that you purposely did not tell them. So I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, so I think her reaction is very understandable. And in this one, I love how this scene happened, and how the resolution after this happened, because Eric completely understands why she reacted that way. And after that scene, he was not like very sad boy like, oh, she doesn't want me anymore, blah blah blah, but he was doing something in the background, proving to Asia that he really wants her despite whatever happened. So I really enjoy that, and I loved how they deal with that situation. And another thing that I like is when Asia canceled the appointment with Kane, because she is in the date with she is in the date with Eric. And after, I think after giving her the flowers, she was in tears, because tears of joy. And then she goes to the bathroom and then cancel the appointment for with Kane. So when Eric, because it's in real time, Eric received that Asia Carmen canceled the canceled the appointment with Kane, he was like, oh, so this is real. Like how Nicole Norris do that, or how she put the places together, or how she fit the puzzle pieces together. Like, I liked how she did that. And I loved how she wrote her characters, because they felt very real to me. Their reactions, especially Asia's reactions, are very understandable and very real. I really enjoyed this one. So I actually gave this 5 stars. And Stephanie Nicole Norris, since this is a new to me authors, Stephanie Nicole Norris is an author that I would watch out their books and new releases for. And I really enjoyed this one. And actually, the second and third book in the series was going to be featured in another video. So it's in the 5-star prediction reading vlog video that I'm going to make. This is actually one of my all-time favorite books na, because I just love the balance between the writing style of the author and the characterization of the characters. I really enjoyed how she did this book. And yeah, so I highly recommend this one. I highly recommend Stephanie Nicole Norris, and I would want to read more from her. So I'm currently reading A Taste of Her Own Medicine by Tasha L. Harrison, and I'm in the 22% mark. And to be honest with you, I'm having a hard time reading this, because I think there's too much detail, and there's a lot of descriptions of everything. And I'm confused, because we've seen a lot of side characters that, for me personally, I think are not important in the story, and they all have a name. Like, I'm so confused who's talking to whom, and I don't know. I'm not liking that part so far, showing a lot of characters and then having lots of descriptions of everything. And I just finished reading a part, or I forgot what chapter 6, I think. And Atlas's step-by-step process from going to gym until showering was very detailed. Like, I think I don't why it I'm so kind of annoyed, because it could be concise. Like, from I specifically remember him the narration telling us how he got into the shower, and how he get the soap and lather himself with the soap. And I don't know, it's so frustrating to read, because I just want the romance to start, and for them to though they already have interacted with each other, I don't care about the other things, especially about the other people, the side characters. Like, I genuinely didn't save the names of the other side characters, because save them in my head, because to be honest with you, I don't think I know I can remember the main characters in this one, but I don't know what's the importance of the barber's name and the customers in the barber shop. Like, anyway, that's my update, because I'm so annoyed and confused. at the same time. So yes, so I'm having a hard time finishing this book, and I'm taking very slow because of that. Anyway, I hope that something will happen soon. Hello everyone, welcome to the last clip or the wrap up of this video. So please excuse the background noise because it is my fan. So yes, so let's now go to the review of the A Taste of Her Own Medicine. So I actually finished this book 2 days ago, and I am really not in the mood to review on the past days, and even until now I'm just doing this so that I could be through with this video and edit it and then posted it already. So anyway, so A Taste of Her Own Medicine. So I gave this 2 stars, and okay, let's talk about it per talking points that I put in my notes here. Okay, so let's start with what I like in this book. So first, I wanted to point out that I love the nature element in this book. I love the atmosphere and the gardening and the plants and all of that. So I really enjoyed that. And aside from that, I really enjoyed that scene where Sonia is helping her mother do her thing. I forgot what they called it, but her mother is creating a potion, something like that, and she was helping it. And I really enjoyed every time her business, because Sonia's business is she wants to make use of herbal plants and and recipes from her grandmother on her own apothecary, something. You know what? I am having a hard time with my memory, so I'm so sorry. What I wanted to say is that I love it when they are talking about plants, when especially Sonia, because I really can feel her love for what she's doing. And I don't know, it's just when you, and I feel like, I don't know if it's true, but I feel like the author Tasha Harrison was enjoying writing about the gardening and the plants and all of that, because I don't know why, but I really can feel the fun of it, even though I am not really a gardening kind of person, or I like plants, but I'm not too much in love with it. But reading this book, I feel like I wanted to try some try some gardening, and then take caring of plants, something like that. And I don't know, the joy with regard to that is so I really can feel it. So anyway, so that's what I like. And okay, so let's talk about the biggest dislike. Okay, so another thing that I like pala is Sonia's determination with regard to her business, because you really can see her what do you call this, improving herself or doing everything she can to ensure that her business or her brand will be successful. And I really appreciate the lens that she goes through for her to be able to release the product that she wanted to release. Sonia is a very good role model for future business person or for those who wanted to be an entrepreneur someday. Focuses on the customer's well-being, because you know, in this day and age, capitalism kind of rules. The goal of that is to earn more money, but in Sonia's case, she really is concerned and wanted to help her future customers. So I really like her determination and her attitude towards that. So let's now go to what I didn't like with this book, because there's a lot. So the biggest dislike or the biggest negative thing for me personally is the side character. So there's a lot of side characters in this book, and when I say a lot, it's really a lot. Like, all of them have a name, and all of them have a speaking line, and to be honest with you, I really don't know what's their contribution, or I really don't know what's their importance in the overall story, or not just in the overall story, but the romance between Atlas and Sonia. So specifically, I just wanted to call out the barber scene. Like, there's 2 barber scene in this one, and it I find it so annoying because all of the people in that barber shop keeps talking and talking, and I forgot, and I don't know, because some of them are connected with each other, and I don't really care. I'm so annoyed, and to be honest with you, I kind of forget, but because in general, I really forget names a lot. Not just name, but titles of something. But yeah, so that's why I always make sure to take note of the main characters' names. But in this one, and sometimes I also take note of the side characters depending on their importance, or how they hook me in the story. But in this one, there's a lot of side characters that I think it's more than one hand. So I'm so annoyed. And aside from that, they keep on referencing each others, and I don't know. So I hated the barbershop people, not because they are horrible people, but because of how they are used in this book. Because I think they are not. Here's the thing. I get it that I don't know, but I think the author wanted us to feel at home, or to feel a small town vibes in this book. But for me personally, I'd rather read a couple, at least maybe 2, yeah, maximum of 2 side characters in this book, and then the others should be introduced in the following books, because I think this series has 3 books. So I think that's the most at least in my preference, that's the most applicable number of side characters in a book, especially in a contemporary romance. Like, anyway, I am here for Sonia and Atlas. I don't care about the side characters, so please. Anyway, so in relation to that, let's talk about the writing. So the writing style of the author, I think, is not for me, because her writing style is very clunky for me, and there are a lot of unimportant things. So I don't know if it is goes hand in hand with the number of side characters that she had, but there's a lot of unimportant things in here that I think if it was cut out, there's nothing will change in the overall plot, or between the romantic relationship of Atlas and Sonia. So I don't know, I don't vibe with the writing, especially I find it really hard to read. Not hard to read in terms of, I feel like it is too slow for me. Like, I'm so confused because I like the general atmosphere of this book, but the actual execution of it is lacking for me, or not lacking, but is not suited to my preference. So it's more I think this is more on the preference side, because yeah. So the last thing that I wanted to talk about is our main character, so Sonia. So I have mentioned a while ago the things that I like, that I like from her, and now I also have the things that I dislike from her. So first, I wanted to point out that I really don't like her negative self-talk and her insecurity. Though, at first, I understand it, because she is a mother of 2, and based from the context that we get from her, she was always she has a lot of insecurity. She was always put down by her ex-husband, and she believes that since she is of an older age, though for me personally, her age is not that old. She's 40 years old, but for her she is too old na. So, and then she wanted to try this new thing, which is her business. So she has a lot of insecurities, not just from herself but also from her capabilities, so, or abilities. So that I can understand at first, because everyone has that. I mean, even I can feel insecure sometimes, though even I can feel insecure sometimes. But the thing that I don't like in Sonia is that she doesn't have a character growth. Like, from the very first scene that we've met her, she has this insecure thing with herself, and she always have a negative self-talk, and even until the end she still have that. Like, girl, where's the growth? And that's what I don't like, because for me personally, there are a lot of things outside of her, not just Atlas, but her children, her mother, her friends, her, what do you call this, her sisters was there to help her, and to and I believe she was, what do you call this, she has the support that she needed to what do you call this, in her, not just in her business, but also in herself, like having the confidence to do whatever she likes to do. But I don't know why, but it feels like she didn't grow. And let's add that to my next point about her, which is she has a very wishy-washy attitude, and it annoyed me so much, because because you had experience, at least in this book, you had experienced a lot of things, at least emotional wise, and you still can't decide. Like, girl, I'm so confused. And then there is this one scene with Atlas, wherein Atlas and Sonia, I think, are in a date. It is at the 80% mark of the book, and then what do you call this, Sonia agreed, or Sonia was confident na, and tells that they are dating, something like that. And then I forgot the verbatim the verbatim thing in here, because I am so annoyed. So I just read it fast na, so that I can finish this book already. So tawag dito, so ayun, she's comfortable, and very like, oh, we're dating, something like that. And then after two seconds, her ex-husband got into the scene, and then she was like, I don't think that we're going to be together anymore, like, I don't like you, like, don't talk to me, something like that. And I was so annoyed. Like, her ex-husband doesn't even have a point. Like, he's gaslighting her basically, and the logic in his words was not there. Like, and Atlas was being the very level-headed person in that situation. Like, Sonia was like, no, we're not doing this anymore, you're too young for me. And girl, I think Atlas deserves better. That's what I'm going to say in this one. Atlas is the most mature and level-headed person in this book, and I think, and I'm not saying that Sonia is a bad person. I'm just saying that I think both of them are not in the, or at least Atlas was not in the right time with Sonia. Like, I think Sonia needed to work more with her insecurity. I think she needs to go to therapy and work with her insecurity, with her divorce with her ex-husband, her negative self-talk, because it's kind of frustrating not to read. During the first time, I understand that she's always saying that he's too young for me, I'm too old for him. But then after Atlas kept on assuring her that no, it's not about the age, I don't care about your age, I don't see you like that, I love you for who you are, I love you for you who you are as a person, and not for your age, or whatever the fuck she's whatever the fuck she's whining about. So I don't know, I feel like it gets to be too repetitive and too annoying na for me, especially at the 80% mark. We're still seeing or hearing her um tell that negative self-talk to herself, and I don't know, it's just frustrating to read on my side. So I don't know about other people, but that's my opinion with regard to this. So to be honest with you, I kind of because the thing is, for me to be able to continue more, or at least in this series of reading new to me authors, what I'm looking the most for to determine if I wanted to read more from this author is their writing style. So if the writing style meshes with me, then I'm on board. Like, okay, I'm going to read whatever books you're going to publish someday. So but in this one, I'm kind of I'm still going to read her other books, or the second book in the series, but definitely not today and not in the very near future. So maybe someday, or if she releases or if she have a new release like that. So maybe her writing style will be suited for my taste. So I don't know, but right now it's a no for me. But I hope that the second book might save this, or her future release will be on par with my taste. So I don't know, but that's it for me. So to wrap this all up, I'm happy because I found a new author to read, and which is Stephanie Nicole Norris. And to be honest with you, I was looking at her backlist way before, right after I finished Stiff, and I'm so happy because she has a lot. And when I say a lot of books, of books on her backlist, and my heart is happy because I know that I have a lot of books to read. And yes, so I really am enjoying that. And then the next one is Margo Collins, I think. So for the entered in the Alien Bride Lottery. So I will definitely read more from that series, but I don't know yet about her other works because I'm still not sure about the writing style. Because for me, I think I'm confused. I'm confused on because the thing is, I like the concept of the Alien Bride Lottery, but I don't know yet about the author's writing style because there's something in there that's kind of boring for me. We'll see how the series goes, both in the macro plot or the concept of that series and the writing style of the author. So at least in that one, I'm still excited, but not for the writing style, but for the actual storyline or concept. And then this one, from Tasha L. Harrison, this one is on pause for me. The series, what I mean is, the series is on pause for me. And if Tasha Harrison has a new release, then I will most likely read that first, because I'm not vibing with the writing style right now for this series, or at least for this book. So I'm scared because I don't know if this is going to happen as well in the second book in this series. So if she released a new one, then I'm going to read that first, or read that instead, because it's the latest one. So I'm assuming that the writing style will be much more concise and up par with my taste. So that's all for this reading vlog. And to be honest with you, I still enjoyed doing this reading vlog because I found a new author to follow, and a new series to follow, and a future author to look out for. Thank you for watching this video. So don't forget to click the like button down below, as well as the subscribe and the notification bell, so that you'll be able to be the first to know when I upload new things on this channel. So thank you so much for watching again, and that's all for me for this video. Bye bye.